Chris Sims says Adam Peters loves Trey Lance. Do you buy it?
Yeah, I buy it.
Big time.
Because
Big time.
This is the reporting that we've received. The Niners never leak. The Niners never leak. So we don't believe it when 4 other people told us like the last month that it's between Trey Lance and Mac Jones, and the personnel department likes Trey Lance and the coaching staff likes Mac Jones. Well, now we're going to just freak out about it and go crazy when Rap Sheet tweets it. And then Sim says this morning that the Lance stuff is real because the rumor around the league is that Adam Peters loves Trey Lance. Like, so, yeah, I 100% buy it. What I don't buy is as if him liking Trey Lance is going to change anything, because I don't think it isn't. Because again, if you remember Jeremy Fowler, when he said when he reported that the pick was in, he said nobody in the building is going to end up knowing. Mm-hmm. Only Kyle and John. And I'm assuming Adam Peters is not privy to that information. I don't know. Am I reading too far? Would you agree there?
I think you're right. I think it's going to be 2 people, John and Kyle. Sorry, Adam. We appreciate your input. You helped us do our Adam Peter. You helped us do our homework, but it's not your decision.
But you know what I did think this reveals?
What?
The fact I think it reveals that the person who's been providing the information thus far.
Yeah. And who is it?
I think it's Adam Peters.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Right?
That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Why do you think he's been providing information?
He wants to be a prospective GM. Don't you think he wants to make it known if he thinks that Mac Jones is a horrible selection that he wanted Trey Lance?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yes. See, I think there's 1 of 2 things going on here. It's Adam Peters in the scouting department covering their butts saying, hey, we didn't want to do this. This is Kyle. Or Kyle, if it's Trey Lance saying, hey, I didn't want to do this, but I'll do my best to coach him. You guys told me who to pick, and fine. One of the 2 things is going to happen.
I actually think it's interesting because I think it gives you perspective in how coaches scout and how player personnel and scouts scout. Like Trey Lance is the ultimate scout's pick. He has every tool in the book. He's by all accounts he's basically the perfect human being. That's how he's being portrayed right now. Every single person doesn't have anything
limitless potential.
But it's not even just that. It's his personality, his persona, his leadership. And the funny thing is, the way I kind of started picking up on this is a lot of former GMs and former coaches talk on ESPN. And you get to hear on ESPN, the former GMs, they'll watch the film, but they'll start talking, instead about football technicalities, they'll start talking winner. Team captain for 2 years. You really like that. Faced adversity, all of that. And the coaches will just be like, to hell with all of that. Just look at the film. And that's where I think this lines up, because they're also on the opposite ends when it comes to personality. I'm not saying Mac Jones isn't this leader and great personality, but he has 2 DUI or 1 DUI in his background that was kind of ugly, and Trey Lance has this kind of pristine, clean record. And he's a guy who the season didn't happen. He went and worked his ass off with quarterback coaches and all of that. So they're different ends on every spectrum here. And that's where I think that you get the coaches who just look at the film and say, Mac Jones is ready to be that guy in my offense. That's how Kyle looks at it. And then Adam Peters and the scouts were like, this is the guy. The tools are there.
And from a coach's perspective, it's like, you're telling me about potential. You're saying he's going to be this good, but you're just giving me an impossible homework assignment. It's my responsibility to bring the potential out of him. You guys know nothing about coaching, so you just tell me it's there. How can you even prove that he has the potential? He played 17 games at North Dakota State, hasn't played in a year. What if the potential you think is there isn't there? Then what happens? I get fired. I can see it on film with Mac Jones. Just give me who I want. That's how I can see. I'm with you on that.
The funny thing is that with Mac Jones, and even Justin Fields to an extent, because the Big Ten got cut in half, the experience with all 3 of those guys is actually a giant question mark. Maybe another time we can talk about the entire study I did last night with all the pass attempts. But
Sal Jeezy says Mike Shanahan is making the pick. Kyle just goes with what he says, which is Mac Daddy Jones, unfortunately. We'll see, man. I just still think they're taking Trey Lance. I don't know. I think there's so much pushback from the whole world. Just be great. I hope they go against the whole world.
So I think the way I read Kyle is that I think he has the utmost reverence and respect for his dad. But
Yes.
I don't think he looks at him. I think he's his own man 100%, where he wouldn't even let his dad be the one to make this decision for him.
Atlanta taking offers for Julio Jones, price second-round pick, according to ESPN, NFL Network today. Lynch says they will extend McGlinchey. Doesn't mean no trade. Hey, if the Niners can trade Mike McGlinchey for Julio Jones, I'll give you $5, and I will give the Niners a standing ovation. So I'm not saying they can't do it. Zia, $5 if they do this.
Forget McGlinchey. If you can get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, you can just bring in Julio Jones.
Yeah.
Julio Jones' salary won't be a problem.
There you go. Do it. Do it, Kyle. Pat Bewley. Grandpa Pat again. The answer is easy. Trade down to 4 and pick up Ryan. I'm cool with that.
And Ryan isn't available. I don't think it's as easy as that.
Easy. Grandpa Pat again. He's probably like 23. Sean Weaver says, I'm a believer in Jay Hurd. Will he play this season? That's a hilarious comment. I'm a believer in Jay Hurd. No punctuation. Will he play this season? If you're a believer in him, then yeah, he's going to play this season. Right, Sean? No, I love you, Sean. But that's why I'm not a believer in him, because the second half of your sentence, I don't know the answer to it. He couldn't make it through he couldn't make it 2 practice last year. So, but I hope he does.
Me too. Comment, he's really talented.
Yes, he is. Jeffrey says, from a pure leadership standpoint, we failed with Jimmy. He's not the leader of the team. Who should we draft? Just leadership.
They all have shown leadership in their own way. Justin Fields got the Big Ten to play football. Trey Lance is the consummate professional, best guy, smartest guy, all of that. And
won a national championship.
Right. And then Mac Jones, like Devonta Smith, Jalen Waddle, all of them swear by him.
And won a national championship. So, yeah, I mean, you can, whoever you like, basically. Pat's back, Grandpa Pat again. The answer is, I already got you, Pat. Sorry, Pat.
Maybe you get $5 extra to say the same thing.
I think he said it twice, yeah. I really got to call you Grandpa Pat for that one. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. Yeah, Grandpa Pat again.
Kyle specific. You got another Kyle specifically said you won.
That's Trey Lance. No, it's Kellen Mond. I've been trying to tell you.
Yeah, Grant's been saying Kellen Mond.
Yeah, I've been trying to say it. Alexander Wilson says, I was listening to Chris Cooley, who played for Kyle, and said Jones is the perfect fit for him. Plus, Cooley said Jones was the second best quarterback. Ooh.
They all that know him, that's what they're saying. Dan Orlovsky played with him for a year. He's saying Mac Jones. Chris Sims, his best buddy, says Mac Jones. Sage Rosenfeld says that he was irresponsible to comment about the Niners not drafting Mac Jones because he hadn't watched a minute of Mac Jones. And then he said after watching Mac Jones, he's a really, really good quarterback, and he could see Kyle loving him.
All these people have direct relationships with Mike Shanahan. All of them either played for him, know him. I'm just saying. Something to keep in mind.